Well, welcome back to the show. If you are just tuning in, you're listening to the About Redlands Radio Show, where we're talking about all things Redlands, California. And I am here at La Volata Pizzeria with owner Lori Driscoll and Redlands chef Lee Burton. And we are talking about today butternut squash. So what recipe are we going to make today?
We're going to prepare a roasted butternut squash on a toasted crostini with a citrus-infused burrata and a fried sage leaf.
Okay, wow.
And I promise it's easy. I know that's a mouthful.
I was just totally going to say, okay, wow, I need to get out my notepad.
It might take longer to say it than to prepare it.
Okay, good. Oh,
right.
Oh, nice.
Exactly.
Right. Okay.
Exactly.
So we have, you said sweet potato, no, butternut squash.
Butternut squash,
not,
these are the sweet potatoes, which is a nice substitute for the same recipe.
Okay.
And the flavors that I like for fall, any root vegetables or any of the sweet potatoes, and we have two varieties there as well of butternut squash. Cumin and coriander go really well with that. They're very complementary. That full flavor pairs really well with this. And
cumin, I'm surprised because that's more of a Hispanic. You get that
smoky,
in chili.
It's the smokiness that helps.
Ah, okay, smoky.
Yeah.
All right.
And as well as for roasting root vegetables.
Okay.
So shall I?
Yeah. Show me.
So our first element here is we have butternut squash. Now people are probably thinking, please don't make me peel a butternut squash.
I was going to say, I know. It's like those watching us online, they're very tiny. Yes, wow. Okay.
So you can purchase them this way. There's a couple of providers locally that sell them. Even Trader Joe's has them that are cubed.
Oh.
You want to have a little bit smaller cube, about this size. These came pre-cubed, so we didn't have to prepare that. It makes it simple. Okay. But you can find those also at the prep table, Washington Produce and Redlands as well. We'll do that for you.
Nice.
So our elements are always a good quality olive oil. Okay. I invest in good quality olive oil, good flavors, good quality seasoning salts and things like that because I think it makes a difference, especially when using local fresh produce.
Okay.
So we're just going to take a little olive oil here. I like to keep my olive oil in the squeeze bottles. This is a standard olive oil, not extra virgin, because the smoke point on an extra virgin olive oil is lower. So we want to use a standard straight olive oil for roasting in the oven.
Okay.
And that's basically it. We're going to take a few of our seasonings here. I'm going to coat this nicely. All of the pieces of the butternut squash should be nice and shiny, but they shouldn't be swimming in it.
Okay.
You want to have just a coating on there. Here's the cumin and our coriander. Let's do a little bit of sea salt here. And a good stainless steel mixing bowl to mix all of the elements up in. And just give it a toss here. So for making sweet potato chips, I do the same thing. Same process, just get them coated, lay them in a thin layer in the oven. This oven is fantastic, Chef Lori. Wow.
I know, and in fact, this pizza oven, what's the temperature?
900 is where we take it.
900. Yeah. Okay, so
it was like lightning fast.
Yeah, I was going to say, so it actually takes a little bit longer at home in our ovens than it does here.
So you'll end up getting, and you want to have a little bit of that caramelization. That's what the oil and the salts and the flavors give you. And the flavor's really in the brown and the crispiness.
Delicious.
So that's our element. Now that's pretty simple, right?
Yeah.
Seems pretty straightforward.
That's it. Put it in the oven, roast it, put it on the plate.
One flat layer on the sheet pan. Don't pile them too high.
Okay. All right. So they evenly get all kind of caramelized. All right.
Yeah, and if you have convection, if you're using your oven at home, you have convection, put the convection setting on. That'll help them brown a little crispier.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So our next element is one of my favorite ingredients, burrata cheese.
Yeah.
Now, burrata is an Italian cheese. The only difference really in mozzarella and burrata is there's a lot more cream. So it's a richer, creamier.
Because it almost looks like yogurt or maybe sour cream or something.
Yeah, and if you're a fan of ricotta cheese, that would work well in this recipe as well. And then the key ingredient with this, we talk about with flavors, the layering of flavors in a dish. You always want to have some acidity. And this is my favorite acidity, is local citrus grown in Redlands here. And when you're zesting, the key is you want to take the zester, and you can notice that I'm rotating the orange as I'm doing this. If I saw it in one place and go down to the white part, that's going to be too bitter.
Okay.
And we want to use just the zest, not the juice, because we want to keep it this rich consistency that it has. And burrata and citrus, I can tell you, is a winning combination.
Yeah, it sounds like it would be. Now, is burrata more fatty than like a ricotta or
I think so.
cheese?
Probably, because it's got the extra cream.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It is.
All right.
Yeah.
Meaning better.
Better. It tastes better. Everything with fat tastes better.
A little more decadent. So we have citrus. And I'm going to add a little bit of local honey as well in here, just to give it a little more tang.
Where do you buy honey locally?
This is from Jacinto's Farms, but there's a couple of different places you can get it. I recommend you take a tour of the downtown Redlands Farmers Market or the market that we have at the Grove School.
Yeah.
And the Thursday night market night has a really, I think there's 2 or 3 honey vendors there.
Oh, okay, good.
We have some in the surrounding communities here. We have a wonderful, thriving farming community here that we want to support.
Right, okay.
Well, and the honey with all of the orange groves and the orange blossoms.
Right.
It's so good.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to make this into a little bit of a paste. Now, if it gets a little bit too congealed and separated like that, that's when I know I need to add a little olive oil. There's a little bit of fiber in the burrata, so you want to get that mix up in there, and it makes a nice paste, but it should have the consistency kind of pudding, or like you were saying, of the yogurt, and get those evenly mixed in there. And I can tell pretty much by the distribution of the citrus and the honey, that's about where we want to be.
And I can smell the citrus, that zest, yum.
Burrata paste.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking, can you use that as a facial?
I'll just take this bowl to the back.
I don't know, like, eat right out of the bowl. Yeah, okay. We'll do that off air.
That's right.
So for our plate up, we're going to take the crostinis, and of course making a crostini is very easy. A little olive oil on one side and throw it over on the other side. Some people just put the oil down directly in the pan and lay them on there. But one flat layer of these toasted up beautifully in your oven, of course. So for plate up, these could be an hors d'oeuvre that you could pass, or it could be something as a amuse-bouche when the guests first sit down, something that's interesting and exciting for them. And we're going to.
How long can you leave the ingredients on before the bread gets soggy?
That's a good question. As close to service as possible.
Okay.
Now this, since we warmed it, has a little more structure and is a little more forgiving for that, and that's why I toast it, because sometimes I need things to hold on a buffet or something like that. So if you toast it, you have a little more time.
Okay.
But do it last if you can.
Okay.
Yeah, closer to service, and then we're going to take I just realized I don't have a utensil. I'm going to use this.
Yeah, there you
go. Take our wonderful burrata cheese, and you can find burrata. It's available at specialty markets. Gerard's has it. Gerard's has a really good quality burrata. Trader Joe's.
Yeah, Gerard's actually has a pretty nice cheese
They
selection
do.
there.
They do.
Selection. Well, and they have the Di Stefano, which is what we're using here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's with the same brand. Okay, that's
and
that
it
one's
comes in a bag, I noticed. So you buy that in the cheese department as well, in the bag?
Yeah.
Oh,
we get ours from one of our purveyors.
Okay.
But even so, it still comes in the bag.
Okay, all right. Yeah, and I think that's probably why I've missed it, because I didn't know it was
You don't normally look for
cheese in a bag. Yeah, not me. Yeah. Yeah.
usually a little bit of liquid too, like mozzarella, right?
Yeah.
It should be submerged in a little.
So you're plating it with sage, fresh sage.
This is fresh sage,
Okay.
and then we have our fried sage leaves here, which did we do these on the stovetop?
Yes.
You can do these in the oven, same thing, flat sheet pan, convection setting.
Okay.
If you have a deep fryer, they'll crisp up really
better.
nice in that.
Oh, okay.
But these just become very crispy and nice
They
like
look
that.
like sage chips. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I like that
okay.
description.
Yeah.
I may use that. Sage chips. So we'll take a little bit of our wonderful roasted butternut squash. And this you could take, actually, if you have leftover, you could puree this into a soup.
Oh.
It'd be wonderful with the soup. The same elements that we have, a little bit of citrus, a little
Okay.
acid,
Okay.
and that would be wonderful.
So I hear a common theme here. Acid, there's a balance that
Yes.
okay. all
Usually
right.
acid, oil, herb, and the oil can be a fat like
Acid,
olive oil.
Oil, herb, okay.
That's the basics for pretty much any sauce, any marinade. The same recipes I use for my chicken marinade, I use for a sauce as well. It has the citrus and a little bit of the either rosemary or whatever your favorite herb is.
All right.
It's the layering of the flavors that gives you such interest,
Okay.
such as that cheese you gave me last night.
With the,
Okay.
with the espresso.
That was phenomenal.
Cheese with espresso?
Well, that's the beehive cheese.
Oh,
rubbed in
okay.
espresso.
Oh, got you. Okay, I was thinking you had cheese
Not
with
with
espresso. Okay, thank you.
You know what,
Got
I'm
it.
going to take
Yeah.
I'm going to take the fresh sage away because I'd rather have
Now I
some
noticed
of
that
it.
you're using flowers to plate. Now those that obviously must be edible.
Yes.
Okay, and
Yes.
where do you find edible
Grown to eat.
flowers?
You can get
You can grow these. They're nasturtium. And
Oh.
I
How
can't grow them
difficult?
because I can't. I don't know why.
Oh, are
Most
this-
people can grow these like a weed.
as long
Oh,
as you just
really?
organic, no pesticides, then they're edible.
Oh,
So if you know,
okay.
that you've treated them properly and haven't had pesticides and things in them,
Okay,
that's
nice.
great. Yeah.
So where
And
did
this-
you get these? I mean,
These are
they
from
local?
one of your suppliers, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
do they have them at Trader Joe's or?
I've seen
anywhere
them at
near us?
Gerard's before, but they don't
Okay.
carry them often because the shelf life is so.
Oh,
But I
okay.
think if we told Gerard's we would
Okay.
come buy them, they would
Okay.
sell them again.
Okay.
They're usually found in the herbs. I know Whole Foods and markets like that has them as well.
Okay, because plating this is beautiful.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Yeah.
And the nasturtiums have the least bitter flavor, which is
Okay.
nice.
Okay.
Marigolds have the strongest flavor, so they're not as ideal for the taste.
Okay.
But
all
the
right.
presentation's great, and
Okay,
so I
well,
like.
that's very pretty. I mean, so you do that. You plate these right before then. So That's what I was
it
thinking,
doesn't get
because I've
Yeah.
actually done something similar, and it was so soggy by
Yeah.
the time, but I didn't toast it as nicely as you did.
And
So I
have your
think-
elements all ready to go. It's all
Right.
about having the mise en place, everything ready to. So you have your butternut squash ready to go, and then it's just refilling.
Okay,
So refill the
Nice.
platters or that kind of thing.
nice.
So-
Okay, so then I can substitute the butternut squash for sweet potatoes, yams.
Yes,
any-
and we have 2 varieties. These are from Jacinto Farms in Redlands. These are a white Japanese sweet potato.
Oh,
They're more starchy, more closer to a russet and kind of the flavor.
Okay.
These are, of course, the sweetest sweet potatoes, which are the red-fleshed Diane
Okay.
potatoes, and those are available at Jacinto Farm Store.
Now, is that also referred to as a yam?
Yes.
Okay.
The
right.
USDA certification classification for any California-grown yams can be called sweet potatoes.
Oh,
So that's
okay.
where it
How
gets-
many recipes have
the-
I? Okay.
And the seeds have actually
Okay.
been,
Okay.
so it's
From-
it's not a traditional seed stock. But
Okay.
by the way, that brings up an interesting point. We're going back to heirloom seeds. Some of these are heirloom seeds, like the purple potatoes that you'll be preparing later.
Okay.
The
Oh,
bright
very
color and
nice.
beautiful things in
Yeah.
those.
Okay. Well, we have just about a minute left, so we can get all of these locally at
Yes.
any of the farmers markets
And right now, it's such a great time of year. A lot of the local farms have
in the fall.
sweet potatoes and
Okay.
yams and potatoes.
But you can
onions.
do these also year round. I mean, I noticed. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
obviously, but they
Okay.
are
Yeah.
coming from other places.
It's
so
a
we want
really
to support
good-
our local
Yeah.
farmers and
Yeah.
whatnot.
There's
So
2 or 3 farms at the downtown Redlands Market that are carrying these varieties. of
what are the
potatoes.
farms again?
T&D Farms, Kincaid Farms, Jacinto Farms. They're not at the farmers market because they have their stores. And then
What about Three Sisters?
Three Sisters is at the Grove School. I'm glad you brought that up.
Right.
The
Okay.
farmers market, both on Saturday mornings.
Okay.
Three Sisters is one of the few certified organic farms we have locally,
Okay.
and their
the-
quality is
Okay. And the
premium.
Grove Farmers Market is from 8 to noon.
8 to noon.
And the one downtown is from 8 to 11.
Correct.
So you can actually go to both. You
Yep.
can make both,
Yep.
which
That's
is
right,
really nice.
which I do sometimes.
Awesome. All right. Well, hey, thank you very much. We
Yeah,
are going to
thank you.
post this recipe online, and anybody can email us at radio@About Redlands, and we'll send you the recipe or get you in direct contact with Chef Lee or Chef Lori. Anyway, thanks so much. Join us for more About Redlands.